Alright, today we're going to do a quick review on a vFly Whoopstor version 3. First, I want to thank viflydrone for sending me a unit to test and review. I have a version 2 that I use quite often, so it'll be good to compare the difference between the two and what I like, what I didn't like. So we'll start off by checking what came in the box. Basically, just instructions, which I didn't even look at. USB cable, some extension cables and plugs, and a thank you card on the bottom. So, functions of the version 3. It's all buttons now, as of compared to the V2, which is using diff switches. Start, stop, voltage, plugs. They come with the BT 2.0 version. Let's plug it in. Use a power bank with a double-sided USB-C on each end to power it on. You can use a 2S to 6S LiPo to power it, or a DC plug. I use this, and let's see what we got. You can change the amps the current from 0.2 to as high as 1.3. This will only go to about 1.8 because of the power source, very dependent on that. You can change what type of voltage you want to do. This is high voltage. This 3.8 is storage, 3.85 is storage for high voltage LiPos, and 4.2 for normal LiPos. Now, the other cool thing about this is it has a beeper on there, and I was a little concerned that the beeper might be loud and obnoxious, but it's not too bad, and it's actually pretty nice that you can actually turn it off. Just hold on to the voltage set button, and it'll turn off. There's a fan on the side, which I'm assuming is for when it discharges, it needs to expel the heat somewhere. So that is there. The settings, it remembers the settings when you power it off and power it on, which is kind of nice. You don't have to, unlike the V2 where it just resets the default 0.5. And now we will take a look and see. You may be interested to see the size differences between the V3 and the V2. Looks like that. Sideways, top ways. So yeah, there is definitely a size difference and weight difference too. Let's pull out a scale here and take a look. Turn on. Okay, hopefully you can see that's zeroed out right now. So the version 2 weighs about 72.4 grams, while the version 3 140.97 grams. So nearly double the weight between the two. And then obviously I already mentioned before, switches. This uses dip switches. V2, I've actually somehow managed to peel that off, but I glued it back on. So it's kind of nice that this is all buttons. And I've probably mentioned this before too. This one goes as high as 1.3 amps for current setting. This one only goes to 0.9. Now, should you get a version 3 if you already have a version 2? I would say yes, if you want another charger, obviously. But I actually do enjoy bringing the version 2. Since I have one, I carry this with me all the time because it's actually a lot lighter. Functionally, they're the same. They function basically the same. Just a little bit of difference in convenience, like the buzzer on here and the nice screen. If I have no LiPos that would take advantage of 1.3 amps, why would I use this unless you want to charge faster? Cons that I found with this, like all standalone 1S chargers, they don't really charge accurately to 4.2 or 4.3 or whatever setting it is. What I found with this charger, I got to about 4.31 to 4.33 when I'm charging high voltage lipos. So smart chargers are probably still the best bet if you want to charge it to the maximum limit. But for convenience, you know, these are just easy. Just plug in to charge and discharge and not think about it, which is really nice. The internal resistance of a lipo also, you know, determines how accurately it charges to the full capacity. The lower the internal resistance, the more better or accurate it is. The higher it just fluctuates all over the place. But let's talk about what I hope, kind of like a wish list for if they do a version 4. Like right now, to discharge or storage charge any lipo, you have to plug a power source into it. And I kind of wished it was kind of like the Tiny Whoop. Tiny Whoop has these. If you know what these are, you know, you just plug it in, LED turns on, and it slowly discharges a lipo to 3.8 without, you know, any external power source, which is kind of nice. I think if they could make it so that it acts like a power bank when you plug 2 lipos in, and then plug kind of like a USB device to charge. A very good example is this, the ISDT BG8S. It's very, very cool. I have a wiring harness, 2 to 6S wiring harness. I can plug, you know, however many 1S lipos in there, plug in the balance charger. You can set how low you want the battery to go to, press start, and it will charge, fast charge, any device that's plugged in here. And it actually does it pretty quick. So if they can figure out how to do it on a version 4, that would legit be awesome. No need to carry any of these around if you want to discharge any spare lipos that you're carrying. So in closing though, this is probably like the best. These are the best 1S lipos out there. Highly recommended. It's up to you which you want, version 2 or version 3. Version 2, like I said, I carry this all the time because it's lighter. And you saw the scale, 70 grams, 140 grams. And again, I'd like to thank viflydrone for sending me this unit to test. It's definitely, you know, very handy, very convenient. Use these all the time to charge all my 1S lipos, and I have a lot. So I hope they take some, you know, some advice or some suggestions from this video, and they make the version 4 just as awesome as this version 2 and 3. Thank you very much, and happy flying!